Bill Mumal from Toyota Technical Training. Got a short video here for you for checking the store all data box during a health check. It may seem at first that it's going to take too much time to allow that process to take place during a health check, but in the long run you're going to find that this will save you time because you'll have that information such as freeze frame data, vehicle operation history, and other information that would be otherwise lost if you were to clear the codes or to disconnect the battery during a diagnosis. This is something that's very important, and I ran into it when I was shop foreman at the dealership. Technician would have a problem. They'd say, hey, can you help me come over and look at this car and try to figure it out? Got this check engine light or whatnot. I'm like, okay, where's the freeze frame data so we can find out when the problem occurred? I don't have that. I erased it. I disconnected the battery and it's gone. I'm like, well, now we got to start over again and try to piecemeal this thing together, and if it's an intermittent, it's going to be very time consuming. So not only that, if you have to contact TAS, they're going to want to know that information as well. So you want to store all data every time you do a health check. Okay, so now let's go in and do the health check. We'll connect to the vehicle. Populate the options. Click next. Okay, so we're going to click Health Check, and when the pop-up window comes up, we'll just leave those pre-populated ECUs checked. We're going to go in and click the Store All Data box, and what that'll do is store any of the system DTCs, freeze frame data, info codes, operational history, and monitor data that would be lost if we were just to simply clear the DTCs or disconnect the battery. So now we'll click next. And there's a lot of ECUs being checked. So what we can do, we can utilize this time by checking the known bugs list. Go in there. And we'll take a look to see what is in the known bugs list. There may be something in there that's relevant to what you're working on now, or possibly in your next vehicle you're going to be working on. That'll let you know there's a glitch in the Techstream software that needs to be addressed. So in this case here, we have a 2020 RAV4 that won't pre-populate. Now, there's a list of things that you can find there, and it's time well spent because there's nothing worse than chasing your tail on a known bug. Still have some ECUs here that are being checked. This also checks the server for any kind of service campaigns, any kind of calibration updates, TSBs, and also sends that freeze frame data that we've now stored with the store all data to the Toyota servers. That way it'll be able to be accessed outside of just this Techstream. Okay, this is very important to do. Maybe there's something happens to the Techstream and we lose a hard drive or whatnot, or you can't find the Techstream. You can at least go back using vehicle inquiry and find that information from there. It's very useful to do. All right. There's nothing worse than trying to do a diagnosis on a car and you don't have that data. Okay, so now over here in the stored data tab, we got all these ECUs populated. All of the stored data is now there, available for you to review. All right, you can see there's a bunch of ECUs here that have diagnostic trouble codes, many of them with history codes. The telematics ECU and the navigation looks like has some freeze frame data. Also, take a look at this green bubble here under the ROB, record on behavior. Those are system triggered and driver triggered events that don't necessarily set a DTC. That information is there as well. Very useful if you have, say, a customer that's double pedaling. They say they got a lack of power or hesitation. Come to find out that they're applying the brake pedal while they're applying the accelerator pedal. So this information is very useful. We're going to have another video just on record on behavior coming up soon. So keep an eye out on that one. We'll have a bunch of information for record on behavior. Very useful, very powerful tool available on our late model Toyota vehicles. So you want to make sure you store all data because you don't know what you're going to need at the beginning of a diagnosis. It's once you're in the diagnosis, you're like, oh, I needed that freeze frame data and now it's gone. So we want to prevent that, okay, by storing all data.